Why must Africa always be lost in technology? Why must our people use phones that do not fit our lives, our networks, our needs? I say today, no more. We will build our own. Phones designed for Africa, made in Africa. And the world will know Burkina Faso has entered the future.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome again to Ibrahim Traoré's era. In a world dominated by Apple, Samsung, and Chinese brands, one small country is daring to change the game. Burkina Faso, under the leadership of Captain Ibrahim Traoré, is now building its own smartphone industry. And this isn't a dream. This isn't a plan on paper. It is already happening. With direct support from Russia and China, over 11,000 Burkina Faso tech graduates have been trained. Construction is underway for a mega smartphone production plant. And by 2026, Burkina Faso is projected to become the first African nation to produce smartphones for the entire continent. Let's take you through this story step by step. How it started, where it is now, and why Traoré says Burkina Faso will defeat Apple and Samsung in Africa. For years, Africans have used phones made for other countries. Phones that don't understand local needs. Phones that break easily in dust and heat. Phones too expensive for the average African youth. Traoré said enough. He realized Africa was just a customer, never a creator. Even basic features like mobile money apps were slow because phones weren't designed for African systems. Why should Africans settle for phones made for Europe and America? Why can't Africa build for Africa? To turn this vision into reality, Traoré reached out to his strongest partners, Russia and China. Russia provided technical advisors, experts in industrial machinery and electronics. China provided smartphone engineers and access to critical supply chains. Over the last 2 years, Russian and Chinese trainers worked with Burkina Faso's universities and polytechnic schools. They trained 11,000 young Burkina Faso programmers, designers, engineers, and assembly line workers. This isn't outsourcing. This is local capacity building. In 2024, construction began on the Burkina Digital Future Complex in Koudougou. This mega factory will assemble smartphones, tablets, and smart accessories, manufacture phone parts like motherboards, batteries, and screens, include an AI research and development center, employ 25,000 Burkina Faso directly by 2027. The plant will run on solar and hydroelectric power. Traoré said, "Our factory must not only build phones, it must build the future." As of mid-2025, 40% of the construction is already complete. By early 2026, Burkina Faso's first smartphones will hit the market, and these won't be copies of iPhones or Samsungs. These phones are designed for Africa, durable against heat and dust, long battery life for rural areas with limited power, built-in mobile money apps for every African country. Local languages like Moray, Zarma, Swahili, Hausa will be added. Affordable prices for students and workers. One young engineer said, "Our phones will know Africa better than Apple ever will." Traoré plans to release 3 models: Faso Lite, which is budget-friendly, Faso Core, which is mid-range, Faso Pro, which is flagship and more expensive, all proudly branded, made in Burkina Faso. Traoré has declared a bold goal. By the end of 2026, Burkina Faso will be Africa's smartphone hub. Apple and Samsung will no longer control our markets. How? Price advantage. Faso phones will sell at half the price of imported brands. National pride. Africans choosing African technology. Traoré's government will also ban the import of certain foreign models by 2027 to protect local industries. This is not just business, this is national sovereignty. Abdoulaye is 24. He studied engineering in Ouagadougou. Last year he joined the smartphone training program. Next year he will join the factory assembly team. He said, "I dreamed of working for Apple. Now I'm building Faso phones, and I'm prouder than I've ever been." Awa is a software developer. She's working on translating phone operating systems into local languages. She said, "When my grandmother can use a smartphone in her own language, I'll know I've succeeded." Across Burkina Faso, young people see this project as a door to a new future. Not everyone is happy. Global tech giants see Burkina Faso as a threat. Some African leaders, pressured by foreign interests, are hesitant to support Faso phones. But Traoré is unmoved. He warned, "No one will stop us. Not pressure, not threats. This factory will open. These phones will be made." Security around the factory has been tightened. Russia and China continue to provide silent backing. This is a fight for technological independence. Burkina Faso's phone revolution could inspire others. Ghana, Mali, Niger, and Chad have already expressed interest in hosting assembly plants. Keep African wealth inside Africa. Create hundreds of thousands of tech jobs. Reduce dependency on foreign technology. Make smartphones affordable for every African. Traoré's vision is bigger than phones. It's about Africa building for Africa. As we speak, machines are arriving, workers are training, the factory is rising. By 2026, Burkina Faso won't just be a consumer of technology, it will be a creator. In the words of Traoré, we will not borrow the future, we will build it ourselves. And when Faso phones hit the markets, they won't just be products, they will be a message. Africa is awake, Africa is building, and it starts in Burkina Faso. This is Ibrahim Traoré's era, and in this era, Africa will hold its future in its own hands.